Well, I'm moved to talk about cystic fibrosis today, and those of you know me know why, but I'll go into this for everybody else. There's a full-page ad in the USA today, and the headline is, big headline, says, join us in the fight against cystic fibrosis. And they're talking about two organizations joining together to raise money to find the cure. Okay, well, to make a long story short, I want everybody to get a hold of the book, Dead Doctors Don't Lie, the book Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, the book Rare Earths and Cures. Now, cystic fibrosis, for over 100 years, has been thought to be a genetically transmitted disease. They still, the powers that be still think it's a genetically transmitted disease. But in 1977, at the Yerkes Primate Center in Atlanta, Georgia, attached to Emory University, I found the first non-human case of cystic fibrosis. Got it agreed to by all the big universities and experts in pathology and clinical cystic fibrosis on their letterheads from the different universities. And then when I told them that the specimen was from an animal, not a human, they were all excited. I was in every newspaper in the world. What a good boy I was. I found the first non-human case and were able to raise more babies so we can do research. And then I had already done over 20,000 autopsies by then. The book that came out of that's in the Smithsonian Institute. And I knew what to look for. So I looked, and sure enough, I found the actual cause, prevention, and cure of cystic fibrosis by 1978, a year later. Put it together for publication, took it to the committee at the university, Emory University and the Yerkes Primate Center, and they fired me. He said, Wallach, everybody knows that it's genetically transmitted. You can't say it's not genetically transmitted. You can't say it's a simple deficiency during pregnancy. Well, here's all the data. I did biopsies on the other animals in the colony, not related to this one. They all had it. Tracked it down. There was a lot of frozen blood for 3 years in the freezer from all the parents of all these unrelated monkeys, and from 25 baby monkeys of the same approximate age. Had 3 months to 6 months of blood samples frozen. So I was able to very quickly ask the question of all those blood samples, what's missing? What's reduced in amount? Looked it up, looked into laboratory animals. What diseases did you get with a deficiency of that nutrient? And sure enough, the pancreas and lung diseases. And the genetic marker, the positive sweat test, is a little bit different because it's caused by a different thing. You have to have two deficiencies and a gluten intolerance to get cystic fibrosis. Okay, it's kind of a patchwork disease. It's kind of like a puzzle. You have to have all the pieces, and you get cystic fibrosis. So once you know what causes it, it's easy to prevent it and reverse it, even after the babies are born. Well, these sort of things just really get me concerned. Okay, we're talking about 22 years, 36, we're talking about 38 years. 38 years ago. Okay, I knew and could prove the cause, prevention, cure of cystic fibrosis. And of course, they blackballed me from getting a job with other universities, pathology laboratories, medical schools, veterinary schools. So I went back to school up in Portland, Oregon, became a naturopathic physician so I could treat the kids with cystic fibrosis. And of course, this took a lot of time, money, and energy, neither of which I had. I was a widower with 4 kids. And so I did, as I could, see kids with cystic fibrosis, but the government gives them free treatment. Wrong treatment, but free treatment. And so for them to travel from all over the country or all over the world to Portland, Oregon to see me in my little clinic, I only got handfuls every month of CF patients, but I did learn how to deal with human patients and eliminate the disease and eliminate their genetic markers with a positive sweat test, which is really not a genetic marker. Okay? Again, the book's Dead Doctors Don't Lie, Epigenetics, and the book Rare Earths and Cures tells the whole story. It's just, on one hand, an exciting story because it did find the cause, prevention, and cure of cystic fibrosis. It got it published. And the mineral deficiency that causes the pancreatic and liver disease in cystic fibrosis, that same deficiency causes Kishan disease in China, cause of a heart death. And I reasoned, if I was correct in this deficiency of this mineral that caused cardiomyopathy heart disease, a.k.a. Kishan disease, was also the cause of cystic fibrosis. I went to China and did autopsies on these kids that died of Kishan disease, the cardiomyopathy heart disease, the cause of sudden heart death here in our athletes, that I would find some CF. And I was hoping out of 2,000 autopsies, I was going to find maybe 25 kids with CF. Well, because they tested me to make sure that I was really a pathologist, I was only, instead of able to do 2,000, which my study called for, I was able to do 1,700 autopsies on kids under the age of 10 that had died of cardiomyopathy heart disease, the sudden heart death you find in athletes. And while I didn't find 25 kids with cystic fibrosis, I found 595, fully 35%, got it published in the Trace Element Research Journal, very well-respected biochemistry journal in the United States, and the equivalent journals in Chinese, in Mandarin and Cantonese. Sent these things to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. They knew me very well because of the big hoo-ha. When it first came out, I was in every newspaper in the world, patting me on the back. And when they fired me, I was in every newspaper in the world because they were saying that, they disagreed with my findings now and all blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm going to be contacting this group and see if there's anything we can do to immediately get going here. They can give me 25 or 50 or 100 difficult patients with CF and let me treat them my way. I'm licensed in 2 states. Let me treat them my way, and we can end cystic fibrosis like in a couple of weeks. It's not a genetic disease. It's simple nutritional deficiencies. We'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages. Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us?
Well, I thought we'd talk a bit about the FDA today, as I have a story here from Natural News where the headline reads, FDA claims Frosted Flakes are healthier than avocados, highlighting the agency's incompetence and corruption. Of course, they're put themselves out there as a trusted organization out there to help the people. And I say anyone with basic nutrition or knowledge is scratching their head over their official definition of healthy. You don't have to have an advanced science degree to realize that a highly processed cereal made in a factory could be considered healthier than a fruit plucked from a tree. FDA says Frosted Flakes are healthier than avocados. They say extremely misguided, to say the least, as the source of fat is a big consideration when it comes to health, according to the FDA. They say that avocados are not considered healthy because 1 ounce of avocado contains 4.5 grams of fat. Doesn't matter that it's the good fat that you need, but they say likewise almonds with their 14 grams of fat per ounce and salmon with 11 grams per 3 ounce serving are also considered unhealthy foods despite their well-documented health benefits. On the other hand, some of the foods that they make the cut according to the FDA, things like Frosted Flakes, and they say are healthy because they have 0 grams of fat per serving, also are low in cholesterol and sodium. It has beneficial ingredients. Somehow the fact that it has 10 grams of sugar didn't seem to matter to the FDA. They say SpaghettiOs with calcium aren't really considered to be healthy by most, but according to the FDA, they are because they only contain 1 gram of fat per serving. And Pop-Tarts also considered healthy because they're low in fat. Big food money ensuring labels are kept intentionally vague, and the FDA's guidelines leave anyone with half a brain wondering whether the agency is highly corrupt or just incompetent. FDA also lacks official definition of terms such as natural, wholesome, and nutritious, which means companies can use these words and label products and mislead well-meaning customers into buying foods that harm their bodies. If you want to eat healthy food, you simply cannot rely on the FDA, regardless of what the FDA says. Naturally grown food is always the best choice. So there you go. I think in a certain way that kind of vindicates you, Doc, because that's kind of what you've been talking about all these years.
Well, thank you, Doug. And, of course, it's that kind of attitude and directives that are the cause of the statement by the medical system and the government that our children will be the first generation of Americans that do not live as long as their parents. There's nothing but calories. They might even add a little bit of iron and some vitamin A and vitamin C and vitamin D and a couple of the B vitamins, and that's about it. Those are added to the ground-up grain that they make the sugar Frosted Flakes and the wheat thins and all that kind of crackers and all that kind of stuff out of. And they're blinded by this fat thing. Fat is good. Good fats are good, right? We're talking about butter instead of margarine, cream instead of non-dairy coffee creamer. We're talking about lard instead of Crisco. We're talking, again, about butter instead of olive oil and coconut oil. Those are the bad things. And so we really, really have to have family meetings. I would urge everybody, again, to get the books Dead Doctors Don't Lie, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Disease Transmission, the book Rare Earth Cures, and have family meetings. read a paragraph or two every week and discuss it and make sure everybody's on the same track. Everybody needs to be taking the 90 essential nutrients because since 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Monday, September 4th, 1882, there has not been much nutrition left in our food because that's when we began to switch from wood as the universal fuel to electricity, and we no longer had the wood ashes as our source of therapeutic and essential minerals. So it's very, very scary, the direction we're going in. And to have one of the nation's highest agencies when it comes to health directing people in the wrong direction, 180 degrees in the wrong direction, is very, very scary. Thank you, Doug. We'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
All right, let's head to California. And Linda, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Linda, you're on the air.
Yes, my mother had a stroke last week. She's in a rehab facility now, and they're over-exercising her. She's 95 years old.
Oh, my goodness.
95. Yes, and she's not used to doing exercises and all that, and they're getting her up and doing all kinds of things. Of course, they're trying to help her, but she's not used to all that, and so she's exhausted.
Well, how much does she weigh?
She's not eating.
How much does she weigh?
115.
115?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, does she have any other issues? Diabetes, high blood pressure?
Yes, they've now given her insulin now because, anyway, she has
Or giving her insulin, she's got diabetes.
Yes, but she's pre-diabetic, and she has not been on diabetic medicine for quite a while because her blood sugars have been low. Now they're high.
Okay, now, does she have arthritis?
No.
Any high blood pressure?
I'm sorry, she has what?
High blood pressure?
Not so much, no.
Okay, well, here's what I would do. Number one, I'd get her off all the bad foods, and she's going to have a special diet if she's in a rehab center. You're going to have to go there every day and be with her, or you're going to have to get one of these Medicare, Medicaid nurses to go in there and deal with this. She cannot have any gluten, no wheat, barley, rye, or oats, no fried foods, no processed meats or nitrates and nitrites, and no oils. At 115 pounds, I'd give her one healthy brain and heart pack per month, and she could take a half a dose of everything twice a day. Breakfast, half a dose of breakfast, half a dose at dinner time. That one healthy brain and heart pack will last a month. Because she has pre-diabetes, I'd also get her 2 bottles a month of the sweeties, so you could take 6 a day, 2 at breakfast, 2 at lunch, 2 at dinner, to support healthy blood sugar. Okay? And then, because she has a history of stroke, I'd also have her take the Ultimate Daily Classic tablets. I'd get her 1 bottle a month, so she could take 1 with each meal, 1 at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They're going to support and promote healthy blood pressure and support and promote healthy blood flow through obstructed arteries. And then lastly, I would get her the Ultimate Niacin Plus. I'd get her 1 bottle a month, so she could take 1 at breakfast, 1 at dinner time. They are time release and non-flush. And the plus part of it is these tablets of the Ultimate Niacin Plus contain the nattokinase, which is an enzyme that actually dissolves blood clots. Give me a call every couple of weeks. You're in California, you should be able to get the programs within just a couple of working days. Call me in 2 weeks after she started the diet and after she started the supplements. You're welcome to call anytime, but do not wait longer than 2 weeks. And we'll be back after these messages.
All right, let's stay there in California and head to Elizabeth. You're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Elizabeth. You're on the air.
Thank you, Dr. Wallach, for taking my call.
Yes, ma'am.
A year and a half ago, I had a severe asthma attack, and it went into cardiac arrest. And after I got out of the hospital, I took your brain and heart pack, and just a few months ago, my heart doctor said, "You're too healthy for me. You don't need my services any longer." So thank you.
Well, thank you so much for the great testimony. How old are you, Elizabeth?
I'm 71.
Okay, and how much do you weigh?
130.
Okay, how can we help you today?
Today, I'm still having some asthma problems, and it seems like it's recently gone into kind allergy attacks or something. I'll get a real tickle in my throat, and then I go into a coughing spell. And
okay, now let me ask you another question here. Do you have any history of skin problems, any eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, rosacea?
No.
Okay, any bowel problems, appendicitis,
Yes.
Constipation, diarrhea?
I have digestive problems and constipation. Yeah, and and my gums have receded, and I've got a broken tooth, and I have toenail fungus and a little hump on my back. So, and a year ago, I had a blood clot come up in my leg, and
okay, well, the blood clot can be related.
Dark.
Yeah, the blood clot can be related to the asthma. Charmaine, are you there?
I'm here.
What's Elizabeth's basic problem?
She has a gluten intolerance for sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You have asthma, you have bowel problems, and, of course, the receding gums have to do also with malabsorption. And so what kind of basic diet does Elizabeth need?
Gluten-free, no wheat, barley, rye, or oats. No, none of the other bad stuff like oils, any kind of salad oil, olive oil, burnt animal fat, fried foods, no fried food.
You get an A+, dear. Yep, Elizabeth, Char is exactly right. You need to be on a drop-dead gluten-free diet. Everybody in the household, partner, spouse, dog, cat, bird, fish, mother-in-law, kids, renter, everybody in the household has got to be gluten-free, no wheat, barley, rye, or oats, none of the other bad stuff. And the nice thing about the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, at 130 pounds, I would get a one Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, and I would get another bottle of EFAs and another bottle of EFA Pluses, so you could take 3 of each twice a day, and half of everything else twice a day, and that Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. And let's see here. Then call us back every 2 weeks, and we'll walk you through this. Okay, we'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages.
Let's head to Florida. And Janice, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Janice, you're on the air.
Hello, how are you doing?
Fine, thank you. How can we help you?
Wonderful. Last Tuesday, I called you about my daughter. She is pregnant, and her baby was flagged as having as missing an X chromosome.
Mm-hmm.
You told me to find out the sex of the baby, and it is a little girl. So we have a little girl coming, and Bettina is 3 months pregnant. This is her 12th week, so she's 3 months pregnant. I've ordered the Brain and Heart Pack, and my question is, how I assume that should be taken twice a day.
What does she weigh?
She weighs 130.
130. Okay, Charmaine, at 130 pounds, how many times a day should somebody take the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack?
Well, they should take half of it in the morning and half it in the afternoon.
Yeah, one dose a day, but as Char says, divide it in half a dose of breakfast of everything, half a dose of everything at dinner time. So one Healthy Brain and Heart Pack will last a month. And we need to, every time she gets tested, when the baby's born and the baby gets tested, we need to make sure, we need to know, when you say it's missing an X chromosome, girls are usually XX, okay, and boys are XY. And so is this child just have one sex chromosome, just one X chromosome, or does it have an XY? It can't be an XY if it's a female, and so we need to know a little bit more there.
Okay. Well, she has tests coming out. Now, the thing that the doctors just scare these little pregnant women to death about vitamin A. And she has been afraid to take full dosage of the 90.
Okay, well, here's
so
the deal.
She asked me. Yes.
Here's the deal. The baby is fully formed by the 90 days of pregnancy, the first trimester. And you say she's 5 months pregnant?
No, she's 3 months. This is,
3 months. That's okay. So 3 months, she's 90 days along. Okay? So there's no way that any vitamins or minerals are going to hurt that baby. The baby's already formed. For better or worse, the baby's already got a chromosomal deficit there, right? That's what they say. And so we'll see when the baby gets tested, when the baby's born, does it have XX or is it X only? We'll see. Okay? But, it could have been a mistake in the test. So it's just a little early to tell. We have to actually test the baby per se to find out. But thank you for giving us the information. But one full dose a day of the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack. It's a half a dose at breakfast, half a dose at dinner, so one Healthy Brain and Heart Pack will last a month. And if she's going to breast feed the baby, I'd have her get an extra bottle of the OsteoFX Plus so she could take 2 ounces a day, one at breakfast, one at dinner time. One comes with the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, so she needs to get a separate extra bottle to make sure she has enough minerals coming in to support a healthy breast milk. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
All right, let's head to Missouri. And Gene, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Gene, you're on the air. Hello, Gene, you're on the air.
How you doing, Doc?
Okay, sir, how can we help you?
Well, I've got a friend whose mother has Alzheimer's and diabetes, and she's in a residential care facility. And my friend and his dad think the world of the neurologist. And I want to know what I can give to the dad to kind of move him away from the neurologist and open him up to something different.
Sure. Well, let's see. I would go ahead and get him the book Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, and look up Alzheimer's disease, and look up diabetes, type 2 diabetes. The book Epigenetics, that'll kind of cover a lot. And
Okay.
Wouldn't hurt to get the I would get the CD Dead Doctors Don't Lie, and so they can listen to that. And anything else you think you should get, Shar?
Well, I don't know if he wants to try her giving her any of our products or not. She needs a lot of eggs. She needs a lot of eggs for sure.
Mm-hmm. Needs to be eating eggs, right? And it's just awful because these things are a combination of self-affliction, wrong directions by the doctor, wrong directions by the FDA, and everybody is so tied to the doctor. People say, well, I have to ask my doctor first. Well, you've been going to him for 25 years, and things are not good. Wouldn't you consider looking at something else? Oh, I got to ask the doctor. And people are just so plugged into the doctor. It's just amazing to me. They're almost like they are wizards. Okay, but that's what we do. And, of course, Char's quite correct. The lady needs to have 6 to 8 eggs a day, either poached with a soft yolk, soft boiled with soft yolk, soft scrambled butter. She needs the 90 essential nutrients. For the blood sugar problems, what would you give her for the blood sugar problems to add to the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, Charmaine?
I'd give her the Sweeties.
Yep, Sweeties. And 3, I'm sure somebody, who's a mom that old, that age, I would give her 1 bottle of Sweeties for 100 pounds of body weight. This is to support healthy blood sugar and support healthy sugar and carbohydrate metabolism at the cellular level. But it's going to take some convincing because the dads are going to go to the doctors. Doctors are going to say no. They go to the nursing home. They're going to say no. And so there's a lot of blockages there. And if she has enough credit, if you will, ranked up with the Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid, you might be able to get a nurse to go in and give her the supplements and make sure she's eating the right things, staying away from the bad stuff. Because the nursing home will give them nothing but oatmeal for breakfast and sandwiches and spaghetti for lunch and dinner when they have diabetes. It's crazy. And Alzheimer's disease, they will make sure they're on statin drugs to lower cholesterol, which is the wrong thing to do. But what can I say? That's what they do. Give us a call when you can. That's the direction we would go, Gene. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to North Carolina. And Daryl, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Daryl, you're on the air.
Hey, I'm in awe. I love your product.
Thank you, sir. How can we help you?
And I also use the Sweeties.
Okay.
I want to pass some information on to you that the doctors don't want to hear.
Okay.
I'll try to make it as brief as I can. Back in 92, my first wife died of a bone marrow transplant. Out of 7 women, she was the only one who passed on. Little did I know she had left her body to science. So after her death, I had an interview with the top doctor from Duke Hospital. And she asked me a bunch of questions about, her work environment. Was she a scuba diver? And did she drink a particular soda? I don't know if I ought to say the name of it. Well, I'm kind of a curious person, so after the questionnaire was over, I asked her why. And she said that this particular soda was miracle grow for 30 species of cancer. And I said, well, why don't they take it off the market? And she said, well, it kills them too quick. They find out they might pay you to be quiet or something. But I said, well, why is it so dangerous? She said there's an acid in it that's not in the other soft drink. And that it would...
Okay, we have to run here, Daryl. But thank you so much for the information. God bless you, brother. And sorry for the loss of your wife. But thank you so much for that heads up. We'll look that up and have more information on it in the next couple of days. Thank you. God bless you, sir. And we'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie for these messages. Back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Youngevity, 95 Crusade. And Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's go to Arkansas. And Ava, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Ava, you're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach. This
Hi.
is Eva from Arkansas. Thank you. I've been taking the nutrients. I feel a lot better. And my question is for my sister. She has vertigo for 8 years. Her husband had a car accident, and after that, she started having vertigo. She's been in the hospital many times, many doctors, and they cannot figure out why she has vertigo. It comes and goes.
How much does she weigh? How much does she weigh?
160.
160 pounds, okay. And does she have any history of any skin problems, dermatitis, eczema, psoriasis?
Yes.
Yes?
She has a lot of bumps in her skin since she was little.
A lot of skin bumps since she was little.
She has them in the arms. Yes.
Oh. Does she have any asthma?
No.
Okay. Any bowel problems, any constipation or diarrhea?
No.
Okay. Okay, Charmaine, you there?
I'm here.
Okay. Now, Ava's sister, 160 pounds, she has vertigo, which followed a car accident, but she's had skin problems since she's a kid. What's going on here? She got two things going on here. What's going on?
Well, she's got extreme osteoporosis, and she has got a gluten intolerance.
Absolutely. You get an A+, dear. Okay. Now, Char's exactly right. The reason why she's had skin problems, Ava, since she's a child, she has a gluten intolerance, and she's not absorbing certain nutrients, which result in the skin problems. Okay, whether it's on her arms, her face, her back, her legs, neck. Okay, it doesn't matter. It's all over the place. And so she needs to be on a gluten-free diet, no wheat, barley, rye, or oats, no fried foods, processed meats, no oils. And Char's exactly right. Vertigo is oftentimes is caused by a squeezing of the vestibular branch of the eighth cranial nerve. Some people call it like a seasickness. They feel like the motion sickness and nausea and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes they get ringing in the ears. Does your sister have ringing in the ears also and noise in the ears?
No, she said that she can hear very well. The only thing that affects when she has the vertigo, she cannot read. She cannot try to focus on reading something, and she cannot see very well.
Okay.
Her blood pressure goes down 60/40.
Okay.
Very low, and they cannot figure out why.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. This all has to do with squeezing of the cranial nerves and the spinal cord and all this kind of stuff from her osteoporosis. So what would you suggest for her for musculoskeletal problems, Char?
Well, I would give her 2 healthy bone and joint packs.
There you go. You're exactly right. 2 healthy bone and joint packs, a full dose of everything at breakfast and dinner, 2 healthy bone and joint packs per month. This can be forever. It'd be 1 ounce of the osteo at breakfast and dinner, 2 scoops of the BTT 2.0 at breakfast and dinner, 3 of the EFA pluses at breakfast and dinner, and 15 glucogel a day, 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner. I would also have her take the CM cream and have her take a quarter of a teaspoon with a Q-tip in each ear when she wakes up in the morning, and again at 3 in the afternoon. And let's see if we can't, again, support maintenance repair of her musculoskeletal system, and these things can be resolved. Let's see here. Oh, does she have any receding gums or dental problems, do you know?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, well, that goes along with the osteoporosis of the skull. And so that would just kind of, to me, verify the fact that this is the cause of her vertigo. And when you're in a impact accident, a car accident, it's not unusual to get kind of a whiplash thing. Also, to cause, if she got her head banged around a little bit, cause a lot of inflammation. So she must stay off all the bad stuff, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten. And then call us in 2 weeks after she starts the supplements. She can start the diet immediately. It might take 4 to 5 working days to get the product from California to Arkansas. But certainly call us within 2 weeks after she starts on the supplement program, but she can start the diet today. Well, thank you so much, Charmaine. Super job as usual. Thank you so much, Doug and Sam. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.